comes a moment in every person's life where the mirror stops lying, where the excuses you've been feeding yourself suddenly taste rotten, where the comfort you used to hide inside begins to suffocate you. And deep inside your chest, something whispers, not loud, not dramatic, but sharp enough to cut straight through your denial. You are wasting your life. That's the moment when everything changes, not because the world shifts, but because you do. Because your mind finally wakes up from the sleep you didn't know you were trapped in. Today, you're not here to feel inspired for a few minutes. You're here to confront yourself, to step into the version of you that's been waiting behind every distraction, every excuse, every wasted hour. The version of you that's starving to come out, the one you've been avoiding because deep down you know they demand a different level of discipline, hunger, and responsibility. You know what hurts the most? It's not failure. It's not rejection. It's the quiet sting of knowing you could have done more with the time you had. It's the gut punch realization that life didn't hold you back. You held you back. And while everyone else is pointing fingers at society, at circumstances, at the economy, at people, you were starting to realize the truth. The enemy has always been the idle mind you allow to run your life. The one that convinces you tomorrow is guaranteed. The one that whispers later every time opportunity knocks. The one that drags you back into the same cycle every time you finally decide to move forward. And right now, in this moment, you get to break that cycle. Not with motivation, not with hype, but with truth, raw truth, the kind that shakes you awake and forces you to see your potential, not as a fantasy, but as a responsibility. You were not built for softness. You were not born to drift. You were designed for purpose, pressure, and progress. But you will never touch any of it until you decide that every second has value, that every hour is a brick, and that every day is a test of who you're willing to become. So today, I'm not speaking to your fear. I'm not speaking to your laziness. I'm not speaking to the version of you that loves excuses. I'm speaking to the part of you that's tired of watching life pass by, tired of feeling stuck, tired of pretending you're waiting for the right moment. Because deep down, you already know the right moment is the one you choose. And right now, you are choosing to step into a mindset that refuses to waste another minute. A mindset that doesn't wait, doesn't hesitate, doesn't negotiate with weakness. Today, you decide to stop running from your potential and start running toward it. Today, you stop wasting time and finally get to work. Time is the one resource you will never get back. And the reason most people never reach the life they dream about is simple. They waste it like it's unlimited. They throw away hours scrolling, complaining, waiting for motivation, waiting for the right moment, waiting for a sign. And all the while, life is passing them by. The first keynote is about understanding the brutal truth. Every second you waste is a second stolen from your future. And you don't realize how dangerous that is until you look back and see what you could have built, who you could have become, and what you could have achieved if you had respected your time from the beginning. Because time is not just minutes and hours. It is opportunity. It is growth. It is potential. It is your life written minute by minute. When you waste time, you are not losing seconds. You're losing versions of yourself that you'll never get to meet. To understand the weight of time, you have to face yourself honestly, maybe for the first time. Look at your days. Look at your habits. Look at the things you call breaks that turn into hours. Look at the way you choose comfort over progress, procrastination over action, distraction over discipline. You have to admit that the life you want isn't being held back by bad luck or fate. It's being held back by the way you choose to spend your time. Most people are not failing because they aren't talented. Most people are failing because they're distracted. They're comfortable. They're too focused on what feels good right now instead of what will change their life later. They don't understand that their goals are perishable. If you don't chase them, you lose them. And when time runs out, regret takes over. What makes this even worse is that time doesn't slow down for anyone. It doesn't care if you're tired, heartbroken, stressed, or scared. It keeps moving. And if you're not moving with it, you're falling behind. That is why time is so dangerous, because it slips away quietly, unnoticed, and by the time you feel the consequences, it's already too late. Your 20s disappear, your 30s disappear, your dreams start collecting dust. You begin to settle, not because you wanted to, but because you waited too long to build the life you wanted. And the worst feeling in the world is knowing you had the chance to change everything, but you didn't take it. You must learn to treat time like the currency of your destiny. Every minute you spend should mean something. Not every minute needs to be grinding or hustling, but every minute needs to have purpose. Rest with purpose, work with purpose, learn with purpose, grow with purpose. Even your failures should have purpose. When you understand this, you stop letting your time leak through the cracks of laziness and excuses. You stop allowing the world to distract you. You stop giving your attention to things that drain you instead of build you. You rise every morning with a sense of urgency because you know that every day is another chance to get closer to the life you want or further away from it. And here's the real truth. Most people won't respect your time until you do. The world will waste it for you. It will throw distractions at you, temptations at you, comfort at you, noise at you. It will pull you in every direction except the one that leads to growth. That's why discipline matters. Not because discipline is about suffering, but because discipline protects what matters. Discipline is how you defend your time from the things that don't deserve it. Discipline is how you say, my future is too important for me to waste another minute. You cannot build a strong body without respecting your workouts. You cannot build a strong mind without respecting your learning. You cannot build a strong life without respecting your time. The moment everything changes is the moment you realize time is not promised. You are not promised next year, next month, or even tomorrow. And when you understand this, wasting time becomes painful because you know you are gambling with the only resource you will never get back. When you accept how fragile life is, you start living differently. You wake up earlier. You focus harder. You push longer. You say no more often. You stop chasing entertainment and start chasing purpose. You stop waiting for motivation and start relying on discipline. You stop dreaming and start building. So right now, ask yourself, how badly do you really want the life you keep talking about? Bad enough to stop wasting time, bad enough to cut the distractions, postpone the comfort, delay the pleasure, silence the noise, because if you don't want it bad enough to protect your time, then you don't want it at all. That is the truth most people avoid, but the truth that will save your future. The first keynote is this: your time is your life. Steward it well, guard it fiercely, and use it intentionally. Because the future you dream of is not built with luck. It is built with minutes, your minutes. And every minute you waste is a minute you'll never get to use again. The truth about discipline is that it doesn't start when you feel ready. It starts when you finally get sick of watching your own potential evaporate. Most people waste time not because they don't have goals, but because they haven't learned how to fight the invisible forces inside them that constantly pull them toward distraction, comfort, and delay. The second keynote is about winning the internal war before the world ever sees your results. Every time you wake up and choose comfort over progress, you reinforce a mental pattern that convinces your brain you have more time than you really do. But every time you push yourself, every time you refuse to negotiate with excuses, you build a mindset that becomes unstoppable in a world full of people who quit at the smallest resistance. You don't need perfect circumstances. You need a standard that you refuse to break even on the days when your energy is low, your motivation is gone, and your feelings try to talk you out of greatness. This is where people lose. They think success belongs to the talented, to the lucky, to the chosen, but it doesn't. It belongs to the person who has mastered the art of showing up when the emotions say stay home. It belongs to the one who says, I'll do it tired, I'll do it uncomfortable, I'll do it scared, and they mean it with their chest. That's the difference between someone who dreams and someone who transforms. There is a version of you that is waiting on the other side of your excuses. And you'll never meet that version until you learn how to control your mind instead of letting your mind control you. When you wake up in the morning, your brain will immediately start negoti. It's too early. It's too cold. You can do it later. You deserve a break. And if you give that voice an inch, it will take your entire life. You can't argue with that voice. You have to dominate it. You have to train your mind with repetition, just like a muscle. Every disciplined action hardens your mentality. Every delayed temptation strengthens your willpower. Every moment you say not now to comfort, you expand your capacity to win. People ask how to become focused, how to stop wasting time. But the answer is simple. Stop making decisions based on feelings and start making decisions based on who you want to become. The person you want to be is built through action, not emotion. When the pressure hits you, don't collapse. Take control. When your mind tells you it's impossible, talk back. When fear whispers in your ear, drown it out with execution. You must become the kind of person who trusts their discipline more than their mood. Your mind must know that once you say you're going to do something, it's already done. That's how you build a mindset that doesn't crumble under stress. Most people break because they've trained their mind to be fragile. They've spent years giving in, giving up, delaying, and procrastinating. And then they wonder why they can't follow through. You're not weak. You're untrained. And untrained minds always seek escape. You must teach your mind how to suffer without quitting, how to work without whining, how to grind without needing applause. You have to learn to control your impulses because your impulses will always betray your future. The desire to rest, to scroll, to avoid, to escape. It feels good right now, but it steals everything you want long term. Successful people feel the same impulses, but they've mastered the discipline of interruption. When the urge to quit shows up, they don't entertain it. They override it. Replace it. They act anyway. This is the mental advantage that separates greatness from average. And the beautiful thing is that anyone can build this mindset. It's not genetic. It's not exclusive. It's not reserved for the elite. It's built in the moments when nobody is watching. It's built in the late nights, the early mornings, the lonely hours when you are your only accountability. You must become the kind of person who refuses to lie to themselves. If you say you're going to get up at 5, get up at 5. If you say you're cutting out distractions, cut them out. If you say you want greatness, stop behaving like someone who is satisfied with mediocrity. Your actions must match the future you claim you want. It's not about motivation, it's about integrity. Self-integrity is the foundation of a powerful mindset. When your mind learns that you keep your word even when it's uncomfortable, it will start trusting you. And once your mind trusts you, discipline becomes natural. There will be days when everything in you wants to break. Days when progress feels invisible. Days when you question whether your effort even matters. Those are the days when discipline becomes your greatest weapon. Because discipline is not about feeling strong. It's about choosing strength even when you feel weak. It's about deciding that your goals are non-negotiable. It's about refusing to let temporary emotions sabotage permanent results. When you fight through those days, you build a mental toughness that cannot be bought, taught, or borrowed. It must be earned. If you want a strong mindset, you must learn to live above your excuses. You must become allergic to laziness. You must despise wasted time. You must train yourself to chase responsibility instead of comfort. Most people waste their life waiting to feel ready. But readiness is a myth. You become ready by doing. You become strong by pushing. You become focused by eliminating everything that weakens you. Your mind will either become your prison or your power. Your daily decisions decide which one it becomes. The third keynote is the moment where your excuses collide with your reality, and you're forced to decide which one you will carry into the future. It's the point where you stop negotiating with your laziness, your fear, your comfort, and your distractions. This is the point that separates the people who wish from the people who win. Because every single day you are given the same 24 hours as everybody else. The difference is not in the time you have. It's in the discipline you apply. And too many people keep telling themselves they need more time, when the truth is they've already wasted enough time to build a new life twice. What you need is not more time. What you need is to stop leaking the time you already have. This keynote is about cutting those leaks, shutting down those exits, eliminating every mental and physical trap that keeps you from doing the work you know you're supposed to do. If you don't do it now, you won't magically become the person who does it later. Later is a liar, and it has robbed more dreams than failure ever has. Think about how many times you've told yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next year. And next year became regret. And here's the truth nobody wants to hear. You're not struggling because you're incapable. You're struggling because you're inconsistent. You're not losing because the world is unfair. You're losing because you're uncommitted. You're not behind because life is hard. You're behind because you've allowed comfort to become your compass. This keynote is meant to break that. It's meant to snap you out of that zombie-like state where your body is alive, but your dreams are dying. It's meant to force you to stop looking for motivation and start building momentum, because momentum is created through action, not emotion. Your feelings are the most unreliable GPS in your life. 1 minute they push you forward. The next minute they drag you backwards. If you keep waiting until you feel ready, you will never begin. Winners are not ready. They are responsible. They don't wait for the perfect mood. They create the perfect moment by taking imperfect action. There's a version of you that's powerful beyond measure, but he cannot come alive until you kill the version of you that wastes time. The version that scrolls for hours, but prays for progress. The version that makes plans, but never executes. The version that dreams loud, but works quiet. You can't carry that old identity and expect a new life. Every time you choose distraction, you bury your potential. Every time you choose comfort, you weaken your character. Every time you choose procrastination, you choose to fall behind. And here's the painful truth. Every dream has an expiration date that's written in something deeper than your calendar. It's written in your character. If you keep postponing the work, the dream doesn't die because it's impossible. It dies because you refuse to honor it with action. This keynote is about the moment you take our life seriously, not halfway, not on the days when you're motivated, not when people are watching, but every day, every hour, every minute. Because success is not built on massive leaps, it's built on tiny decisions repeated long enough to become your identity. The decision to get up when you want to stay in bed. The decision to study when your mind wants to wander. The decision to grind when your body wants to rest. The decision to build when your excuses want to break you. Your future is not built into dramatic moments. It's built in the ordinary moments where nobody sees you, but the voice inside you knows exactly what you did. And that voice is the one you have to answer to at night. That voice is the one that knows whether you're lying to yourself or evolving into something better. You must understand that time is the most valuable currency you have. You can lose money and get it back. You can lose opportunities and create new ones. You can lose people and grow stronger from it. But once you lose time, it is gone forever. And the dangerous thing is not losing time. It's getting used to losing time. It's becoming comfortable being behind. It's normalizing procrastination. Because once wasting time becomes a habit, discipline becomes a foreign language. You can't speak success if your daily actions translate into laziness. This keynote is the call to snap that cycle in half, to break the chains of your own patterns before those patterns become your prison, because that's what time wasting really is. A prison you willingly lock yourself into while holding the key in your hand the whole time. You need to become the kind of person who moves with urgency, not panic, urgency. People panic when they're unprepared, but urgency belongs to the person who knows the value of a minute, the power of an hour, the weight of a decision. Urgency is what transforms the ordinary man into a dangerous one. Dangerous to his excuses, dangerous to his limitations, dangerous to every obstacle that once held him back. When you operate with urgency, problems don't paralyze you, they activate you. Distractions don't trap you, they annoy you. Excuses don't comfort you, they disgust you. That is the mindset shift that happens when you realize time is not something you have, it is something you spend. And if you don't spend it intentionally, life will spend it for you. This keynote is your turning point. You've wasted enough time to know where that path leads. You've delayed enough dreams to know how regret tastes. You've lied to yourself enough times to know those lies don't protect you, they poison you. Now you choose to rise, not tomorrow, not when life gets easier, not when motivation returns, but right now, right here. In this moment, you decide that time will no longer be your enemy. It will become your weapon. And you're going to use every minute, every hour, every day to build a life that once felt impossible. Because the truth is simple. The moment you stop wasting time is the moment your future stops wasting away. And when you make that decision, everything in your life begins to change because you changed first. Every single one of you listening right now needs to understand something deep, something urgent, something that should shake you awake from the inside out. Time is not your friend. Time is not patient with you. Time is not waiting for your fear to fade or your confidence to grow. Time does not care if you're tired, overwhelmed, confused, insecure, or distracted. Time moves. Time pushes forward whether you step with it or not. And the truth is, some of you are losing battles every single day, not because you're weak, not because you're unlucky, not because life is unfair, but because you keep giving your time away to things that do nothing for you. You keep feeding habits that steal your potential. You stay surrounded by distractions that drain your hunger. You let procrastination whisper you to sleep while your dreams are screaming for you to wake up. You don't need more chances. You don't need more motivation. You don't need someone to come save you. You need to decide right here, right now. Decide that you will not let another hour slip through your fingers without purpose. Decide that you will not let another day pass without progress. Decide that you will not look back 1 year from now and see the exact same person staring at you. Because if you don't make that decision, life will make it for you. And trust me, life will not choose greatness on your behalf. Life will hand you whatever your laziness tolerates. Life will hand you whatever your excuses accept. Life will hand you whatever your discipline refuses to chase. You want to change your life? You want to rise above where you are? Then make your actions louder than your intentions. Make your work ethic stronger than your emotions. Make your commitment tougher than your mood. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the fear to disappear. Stop waiting to feel ready. You get ready by moving. You get confident by acting. You get strong by pushing. You get disciplined by choosing what you want most over what you want now. And listen carefully. The world does not respect talkers, dreamers, complainers, wishers. The world respects workers. The world respects those who show up when it's hard. The world respects the ones who grind when nobody's watching. The world respects the ones who take their life in their own hands and say, I refuse to waste what I've been given. So look at yourself. Look at your future. Look at your habits and make the promise that will define the rest of your life. No more wasting time. No more waiting. No more delaying the greatness you know you're capable of. From this moment on, you work, you push, you build, you rise, because your dream is starving and it's time you finally fed it.